I didn't think that through before I did it. Hi guys. So today I'm going to be tearing apart the engine on Teeter Tot. And for all you new people, Teeter Tot is my Audi TT Quattro project car. The last video I wanted to try to do this stuff and I just didn't have all the parts I needed, so this video I'm putting in work. I'm gonna stand to that. I'm putting in work today. So I'm gonna start tearing apart the top off the engine. Top off? Top off. Apparently I have an accent now. Top off of the engine. I'm just gonna shut up and time lapse me working. The valve cover is off. Dude, that was actually kind of easy aside from all the gadgetry that's bolted to the top of it, like the N249 valve and a bunch of other vacuum hoses and crap. But now that I have that off, the first thing that I noticed, I thought this car would have a lot more gunk buildup underneath the valve cover, and this thing does not look that bad. Like, there really isn't any sludge in here. It's just your normal staining from oil, but I don't see any sludge deposits anywhere, so that's a really good sign. I'm really happy about that. The other thing I was looking at also from past experience of working with these 1.8Ts is the cam chain tensioner, and before I did this I did not have any audible indication that it would be bad. You couldn't hear it like rattling or anything, and just looking at it right now, it looks fine. It doesn't look like the guide has worn it all on there, so that's good. That's a bonus. If I ever have to change it, it's really simple to change, but it looks good, so I'm not too worried about it. So I have the new valve cover gasket and some new spark plugs, which the valve cover gasket was leaking around the spark plugs and leaking oil down into one of them. But what I really need to do first is the timing belt and water pump, which is gonna be a huge pain because I have to pull off the motor mount and everything on the side of the engine to get to it. So I'm gonna go right back to wrenching and yeah, time lapse, please. I got it pretty much ready for me to take the engine mount off right now, and then the belt can come off. This was actually pretty simple as far as removing components goes. I did take my coolant overflow bottle completely out. I'm gonna drain all that crap out. I'm gonna switch it out with some G40 coolant, which is the purple Audi Volkswagen formula coolant that you should be using in here. It isn't Audi Volkswagen brand, however this one exceeds the G12 plus or whatever, so this should be good to go. I also removed the passenger side front wheel to give me more access to the belts and the pulleys over here, just make it a little bit easier for me having this wheel off. It looks like the belt was replaced not too long ago. I don't see any cracking or dry rot, and it does look like a fairly fresh belt, but I just want to be safe and I will change it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go shower and we'll recontinue this in the morning. Morning, peoples. So it's the next morning and I woke up to a cloudy morning. We're having a hurricane here in Tucson. There's a hurricane. It's come across the Baja Peninsula or Baja California, whatever it's called, and it's hitting us. So it's 68 degrees and cloudy out. I love it. It's never cloudy here. It's amazing. Perfect day to work on a car. So I'm gonna go get changed and then I'm gonna get to working. Okay, time to get to work. According to my tech data, it says I should support the engine with one of these bars, which I do not have one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rubber block and my floor jack, and I'm going to support the engine from underneath, which I don't really recommend because I don't really like putting force on an aluminum oil pan, but I don't have a choice, so I'm going to use a rubber block so that way it'll distribute the weight evenly. Next, I need to turn the engine over so that way I can line up the marks on the cam gear with this little cover piece. You can see right there, the little green mark on the cam gear is lined up with the little green mark on the valve cover. Right there. So now I can take the valve cover back off. All the top hardware on the engine mount is off. Now there's 3 bolts on the side of the engine up in this cavernous hellhole that I gotta shove my arm up into. And then once I get those out of there, I should be able to free the engine mount. Now these ones are gonna be tricky because I can't use my impact to break them free, and they're 16mm bolts, so they're fairly good size. One more bolt left, one. And to get to this last bolt, I have to take the power steering pump reservoir out. Such a great design this is. So I have to pull this thing out of the way, and then I can access this last bolt to get the motor mount off. So here's another hour probably of messing with this thing and undoing hoses and stuff and trying to plug it up so I don't lose power steering fluid all over my garage floor. I'm gonna lose a lot of fluid though. I should just accept that this is gonna be my life. Oh yep, that's a lot of fluid. All right, the power steering reservoir is now out of the way, and then the engine mount bolt is right there at the tip of my nail. So that is good. That, on the other hand, is all power steering fluid. There, it's a little bit cleaner. After I'm done all this, I'm going to hose off really well in this area and try to scrub with a brush around the parts that are really hard to wipe. But yeah, it's good enough, clean enough for now. Okay, time to get that last bolt. Finally. Your girl's got skill. Took a bunch of tugging on it, but I finally got it off. Oh man, the things that come out of my mouth. Oh my god. As you can see, the motor mount is off. So now that lower plastic cover, I should be able to take that off and gain access to the water pump, and then I'll change the belt and the pulleys and tensioner and all that business. So I guess I should just get that box opened up. This is the dullest razor blade I have ever used. Oh my god. What do we have in here? Continental, like the tires. Oh yeah. I got some bulbs for the interior lights. Forgot about that. Ta-da! New timing belt. It's like a pulley. Another pulley or a tensioner. Ah, this is the tensioner. Okay. Cool, it came with the key. Good, because I don't have a key. Some bubble wrap. I'll enjoy this later. Another one of these doodads. and water pump with a metal impeller. Ta-da! It looks like right here, I'm supposed to screw a 5 by 55 millimeter stud into this bracket right here, which I don't have one of these. So I'm gonna have to go to the parts store and see if I can get a 5 by 55 millimeter bolt or stud. And I think while I'm at it, I'm going to get a new serpentine belt at the auto parts store. I completely spaced it and I forgot about grabbing one of these too. Just because if I have this engine mount off already and it was a huge pain in the butt, it'd be dumb of me not to replace a serpentine belt while I have this all apart. So I'll go grab that and a stud and then come back and resume working on the car. Ew! No! Please leave my garage. Hello. That was so creepy and awkward. I don't care, rolling with it. I lucked out on that one. They actually had the tensioner, the serpentine belt, and I got a little 5 by 55 millimeter stud all in one trip. So I got everything I need now. I can change the serpentine belt and its tensioner. My next step is to take this little stud that I bought and I'm going to thread it in right here. And what this is gonna do by tightening this down, it's gonna take tension off my timing belt. So, I'm gonna try to stick this guy down inside here. And well yeah, I'm not gonna be able to hold the camera and do this at the same time. So, let me put the camera down. Here's the old serpentine belt tensioner. You can see it's all nasty from being near the Salt Lake since this car came from Utah. And here's the new one, all nice and clean. So the water pump is gonna be behind that little plastic cover underneath there somewhere. I'm trying to focus the camera with my nose on the viewfinder. There we go. Water pump should be right there. So I gotta take that plastic cover off and then I can pull off my timing belt and yeah, put everything back together. So I have my fan turned on high right now, even though it's not too hot out, because now that it rained, there's mosquitoes, and there's never mosquitoes here. So hopefully the fan will keep them from flying near me, because I don't want to go buy bug spray. I just want to get work done on this car. I told you I was going to put in work, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to try to put in work. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this, because I got to do all the hoses still and a bunch of other stuff. It's a lot to do in one video. But I'm gonna keep working as hard as I can to make sure I get some progress done on this. Okay? Alright, back to work. It's time lapse. Out with the old? I didn't think that through before I did it. This thing is being a real treat. All the hardware is off, but I can't get the water pump off. I can't get it. Are you serious? There we go. I'm really hoping that this doesn't cascade coolant everywhere all over the garage floor when I take this water pump off. I have a feeling it is going to though. There goes nothing. No. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. Look at that thing. That is so bad. Oof, I need to sit down. Okay, so there's gonna be a part 2 to this video. I'm sorry you guys, I want to do this all in one video, but I mean, I'm doing this all by myself and I'm filming this and I have to edit it too. So in my schedule, I get a video up for you guys every 72 hours. So considering it takes about 10 hours to edit this video, there's just no way that I can do all this in one video. So I will have a part 2 coming up soon and I'm going to install all these parts as well as clean them up, maybe paint a few things and get all these new things installed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with another. Bye!